I didn't hire him to make me feel again. I hired him to fix my broken kitchen. But somewhere between the demolished walls and fresh paint, he fixed something else, something I didn't even know was shattered. My name is Rachel. I'm 31 years old. I work as an accountant for a mid-sized firm downtown. Numbers make sense to me. They're predictable, reliable, unlike people. I bought my house 3 years ago, a small 2-bedroom in a quiet neighborhood. It needed work, but I told myself I'd get to it eventually. I never did, until the ceiling in my kitchen started leaking. I couldn't ignore it anymore. I called 5 different contractors. 4 of them never called back. The 5th was booked for 6 months. Then my coworker mentioned someone. Her cousin's friend said he was good, honest, available. His name was Cole. Cole Bennett, 34, ran his own contracting business. Just him and one other guy. Small operation, but he had good reviews online. I called him on a Tuesday. He came by Thursday to look at the damage. I remember opening the door and seeing him for the first time. Jeans covered in dust, faded blue t-shirt, work boots that had seen better days, dark hair, scruffy beard, tired eyes. He wasn't what I expected, but then again, I didn't know what I expected. "Rachel?" he asked. "Yeah, you must be Cole." He nodded, extended a hand. His grip was firm, calloused. "Mind if I take a look?" "Go ahead." He walked through my house like he'd been there before, confident, comfortable. He stood in the kitchen, staring up at the water-stained ceiling. Then he looked at the cabinets, the counters, the warped floorboards. "This is more than just a leak," he said. "What do you mean?" "The pipe's been leaking for a while, probably months. It's damaged the subfloor, the drywall. You're looking at a full remodel." My stomach sank. "How much?" He pulled out a notebook, scribbled some numbers. "Ballpark, $15,000, give or take." I felt like I'd been punched. "I don't have that kind of money." He looked at me, not with pity, just understanding. "I can work with you. We can do it in phases. Start with what's urgent, spread the rest out over a few months." I stared at him. "Why would you do that?" He shrugged. "Because I've been where you are, and someone helped me once." I didn't know what to say. "Think about it," he said. "No pressure." He left his number, walked out, and I stood there staring at the ruins of my kitchen, wondering if I could trust him. I called him 2 days later. "Okay, let's do it." "You sure?" "No, but I don't have a choice." He laughed, soft, warm. "Fair enough. I can start Monday." Monday came too fast. He showed up at 7 in the morning, knocked 3 times. I opened the door, still in my pajamas, hair a mess. "Sorry, I'm not a morning person," I said. "No worries, I'll be out here. Just wanted to let you know I'm starting." He worked while I got ready for the office. By the time I left, he'd already torn out half the ceiling. When I came home that night, my kitchen looked like a war zone. Dust everywhere, tools scattered. But there was progress. Cole was still there, sweeping up. "You're still here?" I asked. "Wanted to clean up before I left. Didn't want you coming home to a disaster." "It already is a disaster." He smiled. "Fair point." I made coffee, offered him a cup. He said yes. We sat on my back porch, quiet, sipping coffee in the fading light. "You live around here?" I asked. "About 20 minutes away. Small place, nothing fancy." "You always wanted to do this? Construction?" He shook his head. "Nah, I wanted to be a teacher. History. But life had other plans." "What happened?" He hesitated, then spoke. "My dad got sick. Cancer. I dropped out of college to help take care of him. Started working construction to pay the bills. He passed a year later. By then I was too far behind to go back to school, so I just kept going." I didn't know what to say. "I'm sorry." "It's okay. It was a long time ago." But I could tell it still hurt. "What about you?" he asked. "Always want to be an accountant?" God, no. I wanted to be a writer, novels, stories, all that. But it didn't pay, so I went practical. "You still write?" "No, not for years." "Why not?" I looked at him. "Because I stopped believing I had anything worth saying." He didn't respond, just nodded, like he understood. We sat there until the sun disappeared. The days blurred together after that. Cole came every morning, worked all day. Sometimes he'd stay late. We'd talk about nothing, about everything. He told me about his ex-wife, how they married too young, how they wanted different things, how she left and never looked back. I told him about my ex-boyfriend, how he made me feel invisible, how I stayed because I was afraid of being alone, how I finally left and swore I'd never let anyone make me feel small again. Good, Cole said. You deserve better than that. So do you. He smiled, sad, honest. Maybe. One night I came home and found him sitting on the floor, head in his hands. Cole? He looked up, eyes red. You okay? Yeah, just rough day. I sat down next to him. You want to talk about it? He shook his head. Not really. Okay. We sat in silence, and somehow that was enough. After a while, he spoke. My dad used to say something when things got hard. He'd say, you can't build something new without tearing down the old. I never really understood it until now. I looked at him. What do you mean? This house, your kitchen, it was falling apart, but you didn't see it. You just kept living with it because fixing it meant facing how broken it was. I felt something tighten in my chest. You're not just talking about the house, are you? He looked at me. No, I'm not. And I realized he was right. I'd been living in something broken, not just the house, but my life, my heart, and I didn't know how to fix it. The remodel took 6 weeks. Somewhere in the middle of it, something changed. I started looking forward to coming home, not because the work was progressing, but because he was there. I'd catch myself smiling at his terrible jokes, laughing at his stories, noticing the way his eyes crinkled when he grinned. I was falling for him, and I didn't know how to do anything about it. One Friday night, the kitchen was finally finished. New cabinets, new counters, fresh paint. It looked brand new. I stood in the doorway staring at it. I can't believe it's done. Cole stood next to me. Looks good, doesn't it? It's perfect. He smiled. Then his face shifted. Serious, vulnerable. Rachel, I need to tell you something. My heart started pounding. Okay? I know this is unprofessional. I know I shouldn't say this, but I can't not say it. Say what? He turned to me. I like you, a lot, and not in the way a contractor should like a client. I tried to ignore it, but I can't anymore. I stared at him, silent. I'm sorry, he said quickly. I shouldn't. I like you too, I blurted out. He froze. You do? Yeah, I do, and I've been terrified of it. Why? Because I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to let someone in without losing myself. He stepped closer. You don't have to lose yourself. That's not how it works. Isn't it? No, the right person doesn't take. They add. Tears welled up in my eyes. And you think you're the right person? I don't know, but I'd like to try. I looked at him, at this man who'd spent 6 weeks rebuilding my kitchen, who listened when I talked, who made me laugh, who saw me, and I kissed him. It wasn't planned, wasn't perfect, but it was real. When we pulled away, we were both smiling. So what now? I asked. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. And for the first time in years, I believed that. The weeks that followed were strange, new, exciting. We went on dates, real ones, dinner, movies, long drives. He made me feel safe, seen, valued, but I was still scared. One night, we were back in my kitchen, the one he'd rebuilt. He was cooking dinner. I was sitting at the counter watching. You know, I said, I never thanked you. For what? For fixing my house. He looked at me. That's what you hired me for. I know, but you did more than that. He turned off the stove, walked over, stood in front of me. You did the same for me, he said. I didn't do anything. You let me in. That's everything. I felt my throat tighten. I love you. It was the first time I'd said it. He smiled, soft, honest. I love you too.
And in that moment, standing in my rebuilt kitchen with this man who'd seen all my broken pieces and stayed anyway, I realized something. Love isn't about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone willing to rebuild with you. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.